Welcome to Jank Play TCG. My name's Landon, and here we play Jank. And today I'm going to be going through the full set list that we have on Justin Basil here, and talking about just about every card. I will also be putting together a Jank list, which I hope I can have out for Friday, the day before pre-releases start. Only 2 days away. And I haven't started yet, so that's why I'm here starting it. And thought you all could help me. Let's get a poll going. Who should host the Jank list? Landon. Professor Jank. Start poll. Alright, so I did start this live a little bit earlier than I normally do my Wednesday live streams, but that's just because I was already here setting stuff up. So, we have this going. I'm going to give people a little bit of time to show up, say hi if they're here, all that stuff. Hi Sophie, do you want to say hi? Come here. Sophie girl. You're just hoping someone does the $5 super chat. Yeah, me too, girl. We have a goal over here. We have a goal set up. We need to hit $40 in super chats. Then I will have enough money to go get a Pokemon Legends ZA, which we already have pre-ordered. So yeah. But yeah, that's what's going on today. If you're here, let me know. Go ahead and say hi. It says I have one chat rate, but it doesn't show a chat. Weird. It shows no one here. Weird. Weird. Strange. Confusing. All right. Let's see. Kingston said hi. Hello, Kingston. How are you doing? Hello again, Kingston. How are you doing? Are you excited for Mega Evolution? What do you think? Should we get started? Ooh. Let's see. So far, the vote is Landon should be hosting the Jank list. Thank you. Thank you. I do think I bring a certain quality to it, but Professor Jank's good also. Kingston, you're doing good. That is good. Awesome. Let's see. I also have some food here, so I apologize. I will be eating through some of this. That's what's gonna have to happen. It was either that or possibly don't even stream. How are you doing? I'm doing all right. I'm a little hungry. Hey, Sophie. Sophie's here, everyone. And she jumped back down. She thinks she's gonna get some chicken. No data? What? What happened to my live stream? Alright, I'm back. It says stream is healthy. Huh. No idea what that hiccup was. Error, okay. What is going on with the stream, huh? My internet seems to be doing fine. Just the live stream is struggling. What's up, Sophie? What is this? Doesn't mean my location is currently in use. You turn that off. Just trying to figure out what is going on. Oh, says stream is healthy again. Okay, Kingston. We will see you later. Anyways, let's get into this. Mega Evolution. First card on the docket is Bulbasaur. Obviously, Bulbasaur leads into Ivysaur and Mega Venusaur here. Let's find out. Bulbasaur. 1 grass energy. Bind down. 10 damage. During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat. Sophie, what's up? You're making a lot of noise. What's up? Here. Love you. That loves you. Happy for you, you know. Sophie. Sophie wants all the chicken. That is true. That is so true. So Bulbasaur, not bad. You know, it's an evolving basic. It does have 80 HP. I just realized that. That means no buddy buddy. That actually hurts Bulbasaur quite a bit. I will be honest. Yeah, so Bulbasaur just seems a bit weak here. What's going on in the Discord? Are there any card pool differences in Popper Standard TCG Live compared to Popper Standard in Cardboard? Beware of cards that are uncommon, but that rarity bumped up. PTCG has the same rarity as the physical game. Just some rares like the uncommon in Japan, in which case I allow those in my Popper tournaments. All right, let's see. Looks like some more people have jumped in chat. Martinez, yo, 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 hey, what's up? And another guy that I'm going to ignore. Yeah, so Bulbasaur, I think, is hurt too much by that 80 HP that he's got there. I do like the attack, preventing retreat, but it's just not enough to make Bulbasaur amazing. Because we all know Bulbasaur's purpose here. It's to evolve up to Mega Venusaur. So, sadly, Bulbasaur, that's a no-go. Then we got Ivysaur here with very basic. 2 energy, 60 damage. That seems to be a norm nowadays. Stage 1 with 2 energy and it's 60 damage. That's going to be missing knockouts on a lot of basic Pokemon that have 70 HP, whereas we saw Bulbasaur with 80 HP. So I feel like 60 just isn't enough. You got to be doing that 70 damage. Let's see, Dracloak can do 70 for 2 energy, so why not Ivysaur, right? Like, if it was 70 damage, that would be a whole different ball game, because then you're knocking out anything that's buddy-buddyable. But 60 is just too low. Let's see, Mega Venusaur. This is what everyone's come to, you know, is coming to find out about, right? How good are these Mega EXs? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to cover every single one of them in the Jank list. Or I guess I should say someone will, because it may not be me. It may be Professor Jank, depending on how this poll goes. Right now it's saying 50-50. But Mega Venusaur has the Solar Transfer ability. As often as you like during your turn, you may use this ability. Move a basic grass energy from one of your Pokemon to another one of your Pokemon. All it does is move energy around. I don't see a great use for this currently, right? So yeah, like, it's gonna sit on your bench, you're gonna move around energy. Why is my big question. I'm sure someone can come up with a reason, but nothing's coming to mind for me. So I'm gonna take this off. Yeah, it's off. Yeah, I don't know what the ability is really useful for. Maybe we'll find out later in the set. That does often happen. And then we got the attack for 4 energy. Whew. Jungle Dump. 240 damage, and you heal 30. That's not bad. 240 is knocking out most basic EXs, so that's pretty awesome. You are missing out on stage 1s and on stage 2s. So that's where the drop-off really happens. But as a heal move as well, it's not bad. Healing 30 off a 380 HP Pokemon's probably not game-changing. But yeah. Martinez, when was the full set revealed? Well, basically, I'm just working off Justin Basil. Officially, the set won't be revealed until pre-releases start and people start mapping out the entire set. But Justin Basil does a real good job at figuring out from the Japanese releases to what is going to be in the sets here in America. So, and we've got translations for them. Justin Basil's just a great website, a great resource to be using. So that's what I'm using. Could be wrong. Could be. But yeah, Mega Venusaur EX is not really too exciting to me. The damage just isn't enough, and the ability just seems kind of pointless right now. Maybe in the future. I mean, maybe like you partner it with Yanmega, because Yanmega moves energy off of it after the attack, so you can just move energy onto it, attack, move it off, so that the person sitting in the active is not doesn't hold all the energy all the time. But I feel like there's just something missing in this combo that takes it from, yeah, I guess you can do that, to, oh no, that is how it should be played. So maybe we'll see it later on in the set. All right, next up we've got Execute. Colorless attack, plump up, search your deck for a basic grass energy card and attach it to the Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. It's fine. I think there's better attacks to use, but if this is your only attack, I guess it's not that bad, right? So, I'd rather it be like a Call for Family. I love Call for Family attacks, but attaching energy to the Pokemon in the active just seems kind of lame, because that Pokemon's more than likely going to get knocked out. Execute's got 60 HP, so we know Execute can be knocked out pretty easily. Just not in love with it. Executor here, for single energy guard press, 30 damage during your opponent's next turn. This Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks. That's fine. It's not game changing at all. It is Popper legal, so denying damage in Popper is a real fun stalling tactic. And this could be partnered with Rigid Belt or whatever from 151. And other things to make that better. Then for 3 colorless, we have Wood Stomp. It does 60, plus this attack does 30 more damage for each grass energy attached to this Pokemon. So if we just attach grass energy for those 3 colorless, bare minimum we're plus 60, that's 150, which isn't bad. It's halfway to stage 2 EXs being knocked out. Those often have like 330 to 310 HP. Now the Megas have way more than that. We saw that with Mega Venusaur being 380, so I don't think that like Wood Stomp, it's gonna be some game-breaking attack, game-winning attack for the most part. So, yeah, Executor has some utility, I think, in Pauper, but in the standard format, I don't think it's gonna do much. Next up, we got Tangela. Single energy poison powder. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. I'm so glad that's not on a coin flip. And then 3 energy, hook, 30 damage, whatever. It's nothing too exciting. I like the poison, but we'll have to see what leads into with Tangrowth. But the 80 HP again. 80 HP coming in and really hurting a lot of these Pokemon, because then you can't grab them with Buddy Buddy, and it's more difficult to set up. But with Tangrowth, we've got 2 attacks here. The first one, 2 energy, 30 damage, heal 30 damage from this Pokemon. You got 150 HP, which is decent for a stage 1. And again, in Pauper, this could be something. And then we've got the bulky Whip, 4 energy attack. If this Pokemon has at least 2 extra energy, making it 6 energy, this attack does 140 more damage. How are you getting 6 energy on there? I don't know. I'm pretty sure the Chikorita line has an answer for us, but I forget exactly if it's the Chikorita line or something else. So yeah, Tangrowth. I'm gonna say that's a maybe. That's a maybe. In Pauper, if we have something that can accelerate energy, Tangrowth could be a beast. I mean, that's 260 damage. That's doing more damage than Mega Venusaur. Think about that. Sure, it needs 2 extra energy, but it's doing more damage than Mega Venusaur. That's insane. And for a Pauper card, it's beautiful. You know, I love it. All right, here we go. Next set of Pokemon, it's the Chikorita line. So we got Chikorita here, 1 grass energy, 20 damage, nothing special, 70 HP, so you can grab it with Buddy Buddy, but to partner it with like Tangela or Bulbasaur is going to be rough, because you're not going to want to play Buddy Buddy for those. So, yeah. Then we got Bayleaf here, 2 energy, push down, 50 damage, switch out your opponent's active Pokemon to the bench, your opponent chooses the new active. Those are fine. I don't really love the your opponent chooses switching out, because they're gonna promote something with like free retreat or something. We got Mew in the format, we got Latias EX giving basic Pokemon free retreat. We got plenty there that it's just gonna make it meaningless that you move them to the bench, right? So not too excited about that. But then they evolve into Meganium. Meganium is where we get some fun. Wild growth ability. Each basic grass energy attached to your Pokemon provides 2 grass energy. You can't apply more than wild growth ability at a time, which is fine. We've seen this ability before on a Venusaur back in Shining Legends. Sun and Moon era. Holy cow. I will be talking about this. It's interesting, and that would mean Tangrowth can do 260 for 3 energy, but you still gotta get that 3 energy on there, you know? And they all gotta be grass energy. So it's like even Crispin's not gonna help you make that happen. But, you know, I could definitely see something. Sadly, it's not Pauper, so with Tangrowth, probably not gonna be seeing the most amount of play, but you never know. You still need something to accelerate the energy, right? And I don't know if grass has that currently. So Meganium, I think, is awesome. Let's see, for basically 2 energy, it says 4, but Meganium's ability brings that down to 2, and you do 140 damage. 140 ain't great. You're 2-shotting stage 1 EXs, and that's not good enough. That's just not good enough, you know? As always, tell me what you think in the comments. Let me know. Just, you know, start posting stuff. If you think I am not giving something a fair shake, let me know. I will definitely rethink it. If you see a card combo that you're like, hey, Landon, you forgot this. This actually makes it good. Or this makes it bad. Let me know. Just let me know in the chat. All right. Here we go. We got Shuckle. Oh no. They'd be shuckling. Let's see. Ability, Fermentant Juice. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon has any grass energy attached, you may use this ability. Heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon. If we had something that could accelerate as much grass energy as we wanted, I wouldn't hate this. But we just got a stage 1 in Swadloon in black and white that can heal 30 damage without needing energy. It is a stage 1, but I still think that's preferred than wasting your energy attachment for turn to get Shuckle operational, right? If we had something to accelerate more energy though, Shuckle would be an interesting choice for a heal deck, especially like a Mega Venusaur heal deck or something, you know? Then we got Selby here. Selby usually does some evolution shenanigans, so let's go ahead and find out. For 1 energy, time travel, search your deck for up to 3 in any combination of grass Pokemon and stadium cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. The reason why that is important is because a stadium coming out in the next set that lets you evolve your grass Pokemon basically instantly. Which is just crazy. I thought we learned our lesson with Forest of Giant Plants, but I guess we didn't. And it's back, baby. And Selby is a way to get your Pokemon into your hand. You can even get the Stadium card. If you have a Bulbasaur on the bench and you've got Selby in the active, use time travel. You go get Ivysaur, Venusaur, and the Stadium card, and you just play all 3 next turn. And you get Mega Venusaur out like that. That is insane. Yeah, I think that's way too powerful. You could do that with Meganium as well. Just get the Bayleaf Meganium next turn and the Stadium next turn, evolve all the way up to Meganium, and then all your grass energy is counted as double, which is fantastic. I would say it would have been interesting if Firmament Juice was like, for each grass energy attached to this card, heal 30 damage to a Pokemon. That would have been interesting, and really I would have seen the utility of the Venusaur moving around energy at that point. But no, that's not how it works. Alright, we're on to our next evolution line, being C-Dot, all the way up to Shiftry. C-Dot, let's see, Shiftry has an awkward history with the TCG. They get very interesting cards, but not necessarily good cards. I think they've gotten a good card once, but that was before I played. So, yeah. So C-Dot, first attack, single colorless energy, nap, heal 30 damage from this Pokemon. Okay. You've got 60 HP. Healing 30 could keep you alive, but it's only 30. We're dealing in the hundreds amounts of damage. 30 damage off a 60 HP Pokemon is just not enough. Then we got Nuzleaf here. For a single energy, we can do Pound, 30 damage. For 2 energy, we can do Low Kick, 50 damage. It's fine. And then we got Shiftry here. For a single energy, Gale Return, flip a coin, if head, shuffle one of your opponent's Pokemon and all attached cards into their deck. For 2 energy, 100 damage, your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. This is awesome. This is so good. Like, okay, so first off, I forgot to add Shuckle to my Jank list. Let me just copy and paste the image there. Got my Jank list I'm building off screen here. Plus, we've got Selby, which I do think is interesting. We need to talk about Selby in the Jank list. And then we're going to talk about Shiftry. Because Shiftry is actually secretly pretty baller, in my opinion. Is Shiftry uncommon? It is, so it's Pauper legal. Heck yeah. We're going to throw that. We're actually going to throw that on the list. So that first attack, sure, it's on a coin flip, but it can just remove a Pokemon from your opponent's field. So let's say they rare candy out their Dracloak or their Dragapult, right? You can send that sucker right back into their deck for a single energy. The coin flip is the only disappointing part, honestly. I would have preferred something like discard energy and it just works, right? Like something like that. I think I would have preferred. Currently with the coin flip, I don't know. I like it, but I don't know if it's good. So, like it could be. It could be. Doing that at a specific time could be the killing blow for your opponent. Especially if they only got one Pokemon in the field, you flip heads, you just won the game, you know? Like, yeah. Sorry, my Discord's going off. That's not my Discord. It's a D&D Discord that I'm in. You're just talking about playing tomorrow. There we go, much better. 26 minutes and I'm still in grass Pokemon. This is going to take a while. I hope you're all ready. Oh, sorry, hold on. Don't forget, I have a Popper tournament coming up September 20th. That's a Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific. We play on PTCGL in my Discord. It's absolutely free to join, and you do win some code cards, so I highly recommend checking that out. Just join the Discord, link in the description. All right, back to the Jank list. We are on Nakata here. Nakata, super easy, colorless attack for 1 energy, 20 damage. That's okay. About what we expect, you know. The 50 HP is low. It does let you buddy it, but it's just so low. It makes me so worried about like spread or something. Dragapult is still a big pain in the butt for any evolution decks. So yeah, Nakata, I don't know. But then we get Ninjask, and Ninjask is interesting, right? And I'm definitely going to talk about it in the Jank list, and it's uncommon. This is some Popper shenanigans you can pull. So basically the ability, we've seen this type of ability before, especially on Ninjask, where when you evolve up into Ninjask, you get to grab a Shedinja from your deck and put it out on the field. Shedinja has a ability where you don't take prizes when it gets knocked out. And then Ninjask here has a hit and run attack for 2 energy, 90 damage. Then you switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. Obviously that's going to be Shedinja. And then your opponent attacks into Shedinja, takes no prizes. That is awesome. It is such an interesting and awesome combo. I had to mention both here. But yeah, yeah, it's good. Have you guys been able to hear me? I'm gonna assume yes, because now I see my mic bouncing up. Okay. Computer is just freaking me out for no reason. Delmise, the final grass Pokemon. 2 energy, 30 damage, If you have a stadium in play, this attack does 50 more. That's 80 damage total, as long as you have a stadium in play. That's not bad. Hello, Cassandra. Welcome to the stream. How am I? I'm doing all right. I'm a bit tired, but, you know, we're going through the entire set list for Pokemon and having me. I'm also slowly eating my dinner because that's kind of what I had to do with the timing of everything today. But that's fine. It's fine. I'm not too hungry. I'm more just snacking on it. Delmise, I actually really like. I mean, if you think about, what's it called? Rotom, Fan Rotom, it does 70 damage if there's a stadium in play, but it can't attack if there isn't. Delmise requires 2 energy, has way more HP, does not have the ability, but it does 80. And in Popper, I could see this actually being pretty fast. So I'm gonna say, yeah, it might just be a good, like, starting attacker, right? Because it doesn't really need much to work on here. You just gotta get 2 energy on it, which you can crispen that energy, and then you can attack as long as you got a stadium. Cassandra, you're not a bot, are you? Anyways, that's it for grass Pokemon. On to fire Pokemon. We got Vulpix here. Single energy Stampede, 10 damage. 2 energy Combustion, 20 damage. It's alright. Sandra said no, but that's exactly what a bot would say. I'm just messing with you. So Ninetales here. Ninetales is where it gets interesting. Like, Vulpix isn't very interesting, but Ninetales. Single energy, supernatural transformation. Discard the top card of your deck. If the discarded card is a supporter card, use the effect of that card as the effect of this attack. That is so fascinating. And I'm wondering what supporter you would use, right? Okay, we got Academy at Night, and we got... I gotta put this on the Jank list. It's also in common, so it's Popper legal, which totally justifies a Jank list entry for me. But what supporter would you use? Xerosix Machinations comes to mind, as you can force your opponent to discard down to 3. Especially if you just had to, like, Iono and that filled up their hand, then you're like, oh, well, Academy at Night, this Xerosix, and attack. Now you're down to 3. So, I could see something like that. I could also see a Team Star Grunt, where you're just messing with their energy, or a Giovanni, not the Team Rocket Giovanni, but just the regular Giovanni, or what was it called? Giovanni's scheme, or I don't know, where you remove an energy from your opponent and you attach one to your Pokemon, being this ready for combustion in the next turn sort of thing. I like it. I think there's interesting things you can do with that Ninetales, and it could become pretty big in Popper. Numel! Look at this guy. Look at it. Awesome. Numel. Single fire energy. Call for family. Search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon. Put them onto your bench and then shuffle your deck. We prefer when Call for Family is 3 basic Pokemon, because that's really good, but a standard 2 is what we expect. If it only grabbed 1, I don't like it as much. But grabbing 2 is awesome. It's going to be great regardless, right? It's a standard Call for Family attack. I don't think I need to draw attention to it in the Jank list, but whatever. And then we've got Mega Camera EX. Look at this thing. This thing is mad. It is awesome. Love seeing this guy. I forgot he had a Mega, and I'm not 100% sure how it's different than the regular. Just off this image, I forget exactly what it looks like. But For the first single energy attack, we got Roasting Heat. 80 plus damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon is burned, this attack does 60 more damage. So we need some way to burn them, which Volcanion EX can do as long as it's in the active. Then you can be doing quick math. What's the quick math? 240 damage plus burn, so that'll be 260 damage for a single energy is insane. It's insane. I would love to play that. That is insane. This might be one of those rare fire decks I actually enjoy playing. Then you can also use the Victini that boosts evolution Pokemon's attacks, and Mega Camera can do more. I like it. This thing's awesome. Then we got a 4 energy attack that you will never use, where you do 280 damage, so only 20 more damage, and you discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. No, Roasting Heat is where it's at. How much retreat? 4 retreat. Oh, that's rough. But 340 HP? That's more than most stage 2 EXs. Megas are just getting such a big bump. It is crazy. So love Camera Up EX there. Fantastic. Next up, we got Litleo. Hey, Sophie. I don't know if you could hear. She whined a little bit. Come here. Okay, just remind people, a $5 super chat's all that's needed in order to get Sophie a treat, and we are working towards a goal of 40 bucks. That's all I need now to get Legend ZK. So, yeah. Litleo. Just a single attack for 2 energy, 30 damage. 2 energy, I expect more than 30, honestly. 20 for a single energy is now like I think the standard, and if you're not doubling it for 2 energy, it's just kind of whatever, you know? 70 HP, so that's pretty cool. Let's see what Pyroar can do. With the ability Intimidating Thing, as long as this Pokemon's in the active spot, your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks do 30 less damage. That's kind of lame. I'm sorry, it is. As long as this thing is in the active, it takes 30 less damage. Whoop-de-doo. Like, it's got 130 HP. Oh man, as long as my opponent's doing 150 or less, I'm saved. You know? Like, I don't know. I don't like it. It's interesting. It's popper legal, but I wouldn't. For 3 energy, 70 damage, I don't think this is going to be worth it, period. I'm not even going to put this on the jank list. For 3 energy, Searing Flame, 70 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon's not burned. I guess you're actually doing 90 damage then. Whatever. Volcanion. Single energy, Singe. Your opponent's active Pokemon's now burned. 3 energy, Backfire. 130 damage. Well, 130 damage. Put 2 fire energy attached to this Pokemon into your hand. It's just not enough. It's just not enough. You're doing 130. Wait, I didn't look at the rarity. It is uncommon, but I just don't think it's enough. I don't think it's big enough. I just don't. For 3 energy, that's a struggle to get onto a Pokemon too. Like, that's crisp in 1 turn, then you burn them, then the next turn, if you're still alive, you can do 130. Oh, and it puts 2 fire energy back into your hand, so you're not going to be able to do it the following turn. It's, yeah. Sorry, Volcanion. You're a no-go. Here we go. We got a starter Pokemon being Score Bunny. For single energy, Wild Kick, 30 damage, flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing. That's fair. You're doing 10 more damage than the expected, and on a coin flip. You know? I think it's fine. I think that's a fair attack right there. Here we go. We got Raboot. Single energy Jumping Kick. This attack does 40 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. I like it. It's a snipe hit. You know, if they're on the bench, they think they're safe, boom, you can get a knockout that way. I think that's pretty fantastic. Sure, 40 isn't exactly like knocking out a lot of Pokemon. It's more about getting Pokemon that have maybe retreated to not be knocked out. And you're like, oh, you just need a few more damage counters. Here they are. You know? Especially with like Terras being less in the format. Except Dragapult. Freaking Dragapult. It all comes back to Dragapult, doesn't it? All right, then we've got Cinderace here. Cinderace, rare, 160 HP. The ability, if this Pokemon is in your hand when you are setting up to play, you may put face down as your active Pokemon. That is insane. I love it. This is going to be such a cheeky play. I wish it was uncommon, because in Popper, that would be so funny. And then it's got a single energy attack, which I love. That's colorless too, so any deck can play this. Flare Turbo, search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards and attach them to your benched Pokemon in any way you like. Cinderace is awesome. This is going in the jank list for sure. There's been other cards that have been able to cheat themselves out at the beginning of the game. I think Luxray is a famous example of being able to do that. And this is just awesome. Attaching 3 energy of any kind is insane. That could get so many like Terra EXs going. Those Stellar Terra EXs where they need like 3 different energy, like Pikachu EX, right? That needs like a grass, a metal, and probably a lightning. That would make the most sense. I don't know why I forgot that. This could just get it in a single turn. That's great. Cinderace, awesome. Love it. Ship it. Next up, we got Sizzlipede. Sizzlipede is an awesome fire Pokemon. I just love the design of Sizzlipede. It's simple, to the point, and awesome. Single energy, 10 damage, 3 energy, 50 damage. It's not bad, but you're never going to want to do this, right? Like, that's only in the worst case scenario. But we do have Scorch here for 2 energy, Coiling Crush, 50 damage, flip 2 coins for each heads, discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. If we could get something that would like manipulate coin flips, this would go from a meh to a really good, you know, and this is uncommon, so I am going to throw it into the jank list because in Popper, this thing could go wild. Of course, I played Gumshoes in Popper, which for 2 energy did 70 damage and guaranteed 1 energy. The fact that this can do 2 though is tempting. 4 energy, Heat Crawler, 140 damage. No one really cares. It's just not good enough. But I like that Coin Crush. We just need some way to manipulate coin flip. Now, if that's coming later on in the set, can someone please tell me in the chat? That'd be great. Chi-Yu. Chi-Yu. One of the, I don't know what we're calling these guys. You know, it's one of the hidden legendaries in Sword Shield. I think it's pretty cool. Looks like a goldfish, but it's not a goldfish. For a single energy, Scorched Earth, 40 damage. If your opponent has a stadium in play, discard it. If you discard a stadium in this way during your opponent's next turn, they can't play any stadium cards from their hand. The fact that it's a single energy is what's saving it right now, honestly. I don't love this because then it's like I do 40 damage, I discard their stadium, then they can't play a stadium, which means I can just do 40 damage next turn. I don't get anything else from it, you know? I don't know. Feels weird to me. But I do think stadiums are going to be pretty important in the future. Not that they're unimportant now, but I just think they're going to be more important, you know? I'm totally putting them on the wrong side of the slide. It's fine. It's close enough to a goldfish, right? The snack that smiles back. Goldfish. Love those things. Alright, here we got Mantine. Mantine. An often forgotten about Pokemon. Single colorless energy. Call for family. Search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon. Put them onto your bench. Then shuffle your deck. I love it. Call for family. Hey, Sophie. Are you going to help me? Or you just want some chicken? Yeah? Well, we just need a super chat. Then I can feed you. Yeah. Yeah. feed her like a snack, you know. Like I've got treats here for her specifically. She gets a dinner in like an hour and a half. For 2 energy, it can do 70 damage. I like it for the Call for Family attacks. That's about it. There's really no other reason to be playing this. It says 50 damage. The translation said 70. It's actually 50 damage. It's worse than I thought. I don't know. Really no reason to play it. There's other things to play. Sorry. Alright, we got core fish here. And it's interesting. We don't have, what's its evolution? It's like Claudon or something like that. Am I thinking of the right Pokemon? We don't have that there. Maybe it's a dark Pokemon. Maybe it's come through on the TC as a dark Pokemon. That would be interesting. But core fish for a single energy does 10 damage. For 2 energy, does 30 and 10 to itself. That's lame. I don't like it. Yeah, Claudon. There we go. That's probably coming through as dark, especially since these attacks are colorless. So if you're playing dark energy for the Claudon, like, you can still use this energy. You can still use it for this attack, right? So that's one of those things that kind of hint that's probably coming through as a dark type. Anyways, Kyogre, a legendary and a rare. 1 energy Riptide, 20 times damage. This attack does 20 damage for each water energy card in your discard pile. Then shuffle those cards into your deck. This is great. Holy cow. Sadly not popper legal, but this can do some real damage by the end. You know, it's one of those attacks where it's like at the end of the game, you use it because you have so much. Oh yeah, the artwork is awesome. Dragon Games, that is true. But you have so much water energy in the discard that this can come in and just hit for like 200 plus damage, you know? For a single energy. That's crazy. I love it. I think that's awesome. And then 3 energy, Swirling Waves, 130 damage. Discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. Looks like a lot. Like that just reminds me of Volcanion, and that wasn't good on Volcanion. It's not good now. Sorry, Kyogre. Alright, here we go. A personal favorite. Snover here. 1 energy, Beat, 10 damage. 2 energy, Icy Wind, 30 damage. I really wish that was 40. And Beat was 20. But, you know, at least we get Mega Obama Snow EX. Oh, also Snover, 90 HP? That's not good, boy. Not good. We've got Mega Snover here. Definitely going to talk about Mega Snover. Look at that beast. Look at him. He's coming for you. He doesn't care who you are. He's coming off the card towards you to choke you out. Like, I'm scared. For 2 water energy, Avalanche Hammer, 100 times damage. Discard the top cards of your deck. This attack does 100 damage for each basic water energy card you discard in this way. Yo! That's insane! Heck yeah, Mega Obama Snow, let's go! I love that. That is fantastic. With Academy at Night and Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking, you can guarantee 3 water energy. Then it's just 3 more cards. If you get 1 more energy, that's 400 damage, and that's KOing everything. That is insane. I love it. And then for 1 energy more, 3 energy, right? We got Frost Barrier, 200 damage. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks. Now, the difficult part about this is it's all water energy, so you can't crispin energy, and that's one of the best ways to accelerate energy right now. I'm sure there's other ways, like, I'm thinking of Baxcalibur, but I wouldn't really want to partner Baxcalibur with Mega Abomasnow. I don't think those would fit really well, but that's insane. The Avalanche Hammer is insane. I love it. And then Frost Barrier as like a backup. If you failed to get the Cypher Maniacs or the water energy needed, like, you can just Frost Barrier 200 damage, and that's good enough, right? 350 HP. He's a beefy boy. Love it. Let's keep moving. Dragon Games, geez, that Abomasnow is gonna be nasty to deal with, but fun to play. Heck yeah. I'm already excited to play that. Like, I don't normally play water Pokemon, but I do make an exception for Snover because he's also a grass Pokemon. But yeah, Chimpao could work with the Abomasnow. Chimpao would be the way you get energy to your hand, and then you need some way to play it down. But for 2 energy, it's not bad. Like, yeah, I think it could work. In Chimpao, you like grab two water energy, you Academy at Night one of them, because the Cypher makes code breaking takes cards from your deck, puts them on the top 2, then Academy at Night puts on the top 1, so you got 3 energy, and yeah, that's insane. Gal saying water type is the best type. Well, you know, that's just like kind of your opinion. All right. We got Clauncher here. I could keep talking about Mega Abomasnow like that. I could just keep talking about that for a while. But I gotta save some gas for the list, for the Jank list. We got Clauncher here. 2 water energy, Wave Splash, 50 damage on a basic. I like that. Sadly, you're not getting a lot of KOs with the 50, but as a basic Pokemon, I like it. I think it's real awesome. And then we got Klotzer here. Klotzer kind of steals the show. Look at that art. Like, just appreciate that art that someone made on an often forgotten about Pokemon. Like, this is someone's favorite Pokemon. They put their love and care into that attack. I have no idea what attack it's using. I just know whatever's on the other end of that ain't living for much longer. It's great. I love that artwork. So, Klotzer. Ability, reverse, and reload. Once during your turn, when this Pokemon moves from the active spot to the bench, you may use this ability, attach up to 2 basic water energy cards from your hand to this Pokemon. Awesome, right? So then it powers up its secondary attack here, or the only attack it has, sorry. Dragon Game says, gotta go eat dinner, see ya after I eat dinner. No worries, see you later. So for 3 energy, Aqua Launcher, so you can get this going in 1 turn, which is just bonkers. Aqua Launcher, 210 damage. Love it. This is essentially a single energy attack, right? You just need 1 attachment for turn, and to move the Klotzer back to the bench, and then move it up again. And you're good to go. Or have 2 Klotzers. You move 1 to the bench to charge that one up for the next turn, and the one that's in the active already has the 3 energy and attacks. Like, and you just, it's like a revolver. I love it. Klotzer's gonna be so much fun to play with. It's on the Jank list. I already put it on there. You gotta believe that. For sure. Alright, let's see. Again, apologies for eating on camera. I know a lot of people don't like seeing other people eat, but I gotta. Sobble here. 1 energy, surprise attack, 30 damage, flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing. It's fine. 70 HP means Buddy Buddy is in play for Sobble, which is great. We got Drizzile, single energy, double stab, 30 times damage, flip 2 coins. This attack does 30 damage for each heads. It's okay. I like that's 1 energy, but it's okay. And then we got Inteleon. I'm a little worried that they don't want to make good Inteleon cards and Drizzile cards and Sobble cards because they've already made bonkers ones. So now they just, you know, get some lame stuff. But let's see what Inteleon does, right? So for a single water energy, bring down, you choose a Pokemon in play, yours or your opponent, that has the least HP remaining except this Pokemon, and it is knocked down. That's crazy. There is a real world where someone only has Inteleon out on the field. That's it. That's their only Pokemon. So every time they use Bring Down, it knocks out one of your opponent's Pokemon. They could have like a Dragonite. It would be Inteleon versus a Dragonite, right? Dragonite, Mega Dragonite EX, let's say. you would just KO that because that's the least HP remaining except this Pokemon. It's crazy. It's uncommon, so it's pauper legal too. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be such fun shenanigans. Such fun shenanigans. Love it. Let's see what the other attack does. I haven't even said that. One water energy, water shot, 110 damage, discard an energy from this Pokemon. Yeah, that's awesome. It's not like great, it's not game breaking, it's not meta defining, but it's awesome. I like it. Next up, we got the little boy Snom right here. For a single water energy, hide, flip a coin. If heads, this during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from and effects of attacks done to this Pokemon. I like it. I like those types of things on your basics. Like, sure, it's on 50% chance because of the coin, but, you know, it's better than your basic being, and you know it's going to get knocked down. You know, you can try to save it for a turn. Now, Frostmoth is very hit and miss with its card history, so let's see if this is a hit. Icy Fluttering, single water energy. This attack does 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Doesn't apply, blah, blah, blah. And your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. That's awesome. Huh. Well, let me click on the card. Sometimes that happens if all they have is like a small picture of it. I can't enlarge it for some reason. I think that's awesome. I really do. I assume this is uncommon, and I think that's awesome. It's spread damage, which yes, Shaman can be annoying with that, but then you make your opponent's active Pokemon asleep. They have a 50% chance of waking up before their turn, but it's some sort of status condition, some sort of disruption that makes this spread damage better. I like it. Because if they stay asleep, you can just do that again, and again, and again, and the damage will pile up and eventually be too much, especially in Pauper. Ugh. My stomach is not liking that I'm snacking. It wants me just to inhale it. I think Sophie agrees. I can get her a piece. I'm down to just a little bit of chicken left. Here you go, Sophie. Oh, I dropped it. Good girl, Sophie. Ice Cube. Freezing Headbutt. 20 damage. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. 3 energy. Tackle. 90 damage. Eh. We have seen back when Greninja Break was a thing. I know, long time ago. We have seen what a single energy flip a coin if heads your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed can do. Stuff like that can change the outcome of a game so hard to where I can't write off Ice Cube, right? Ice Cube for a single energy and a colorless energy to, you know, in fact, that means it can fit in any deck and give any deck that ability of, you know what? I need more turn to evolve my Pokemon. I need more turns. So I'm gonna send out Ice Cube and just hope for heads. So I like it. I actually really like Ice Cube. I know, some people won't. That's okay. We'll understand one day. Not now, though. Ice Cube's awesome. Alright. We're done with water, finally. We've been at this for an hour, and we've gotten through 3 types. We went... You see? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. We still got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to go. Plus trainers, that's 11. This is going to be a long one, everyone. Buckle in. We got Magnemite here. 1 energy, beam, 10 damage. It's fine. Magneton, 1 energy, Thunder Shock, 30 damage. Flip a coin if heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Like it. Yeah, Ice Cube. It's not as good as Ice Cube because it's a stage 1, but it's similar, right? And that gives you some flexibility. If you're playing Magnezone here, does it have a T? Is it Magnet Zone? Magnet Zone? Magnet Zone? Huh. Okay. Caught up with my D&D chat. We're all good. Magnezone, 1 lightning energy, upper spark, 50 plus damage if this Pokemon evolved from Magneton during this turn. This attack does 120 more damage. Proper legal, and doing 170 damage is pretty darn good, especially lightning damage. We've got this Corviknight in Popper right now that some places are banning because it's just too good, and there's a lot of discussion even happening right now in my Discord about that Pokemon. And Magnezone seems like a fun little counter, right? Because it does double damage, but Corviknight takes reduced damage, and it does as much as it can to reduce damage, but I think that would be enough to just KO it. I don't know. I see its intended use. I like it for Popper. Yeah. So for 2 energy, Flashing Bolt, 160. This Pokemon can't use Flashing Bolt during your next turn. That's kind of lame. You have an attack that only works when you evolve. It doesn't only work, but it's only useful when you evolve. Then you have an attack that's only useful every other turn. I don't like it. That's kind of frustrating. I'm going to talk about Magnezone in my Jank list. I'm not sure if it's going to be a deck or not. I certainly could imagine some shenanigans with Professor Turo's scenario. And maybe that Ace Spec Stadium Grand Tree that lets you evolve up immediately. You do that attack next turn. You, I don't know. You, Professor Turo, somehow get your hand into your deck. And, you know, you Grand Tree again. Like, there's ways that can happen, right? Right? I don't know. I think it could be fun. I think there's strats. All right, next up we got Raikou for 2 lightning energy, electric fall, 30 plus damage. If you have at least 4 lightning energy in play, this attack does 90 more damage. I kind of like it. I dig it. Sure, that's only 120. 120 is not as much as it used to be, you know, darn inflation. But I do like the fact that it's like, oh, if you've got more energy in play, this. Especially since lightning energy is kind of the easiest thing to get into play right now with electric generator. But in addition, I like Sandy Shocks, which is 1 energy, but if you got 3 or fewer, or 3 or more, you do more damage, but it's not affected by weakness. This still can hit weakness, which is huge. Hey, Sophie. I'm sorry, no one super chatted yet. I know. I'm so sorry. She's complaining. She's like, I'm wasting away to nothing. That small piece of chicken just wasn't enough. Oh. But yeah, I like this Raikou. I think there's a lot of possibilities with it for it just being a quick hitter. And with weakness, you're hitting 240. And that can be quite devastating. You add in the tool. What's it called? Not Bravery Charm. Like Brave Belt. I don't know. It was Brave Bangle, I don't know. It was in black and white, and it lets you do 30 more to EX Pokemon, meaning you do 150, and that turns into 300 with weakness, and that's pretty darn good. That is pretty darn good. Electric here, Electrike, 1 lightning energy, Thunder Jolt, 30 damage. This Pokemon does 10 damage to itself. That's fine. 1 energy is nice. 30 damage is nice. Doubles to 60 if they're weak. Doing 10 damage to yourself is a fair trade-off. Just a little annoying, you know? And that would put you down from 70 to 60, which opens up Dragapult, knocking you out. So with just damage counters, so they could like boss up your main attacker and then knock out your Electrike too. Like, there's some issues there, but it's fine. We got Mega Manectric here. Look at this guy. Definitely going to be talking about him during the Jank list, which currently is 50-50 on who should host it, me or Professor Jank. Come on, people. You gotta make a decision. You can't leave this decision up to me. I freeze in front of decisions like this. That's why I'm asking you. Mega Manectric here looks interesting for 2 lightning energy. Flash Ray, 120 damage during your opponent's next turn. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon. So if your opponent's only playing basic Pokemon, let's say they're Raging Bolt, you just win. Like, they only got basics. Whoops. They only got basics. You just win at that point, right? Like, am I wrong about that? And then for 3 energy, Riot Blaster, 200 plus damage. You may discard all energy attached to this Pokemon. If you do, this attack does 130 more damage, meaning you do 330 damage, knocking out a Charizard EX, the Terra one. That's pretty good. That's pretty darn good. I like this Mega Manectric. I think it can do wonders here. Awesome. Next up, we got Pachirisu, the Pokemon clone of Gen 4. 1 lightning energy, electrified incisors, 10 damage during your opponent's next turn. Whenever they attach an energy card from their hand to the defending Pokemon, place 8 damage counters on it. Heck yeah, that is fun. That is so much fun. And if they attach to like a basic Pokemon, you're practically KOing it. There's a few exceptions, Snover, but you are basically KOing it. That is awesome. I love this Pachirisu. Like, if it gave free retreat, I would love it even more. Like, but right now, I still love it. It's awesome. Gotta add that to the list. Helioptile, single energy, colorless, double scratch, 10 times damage, flip 2 coins, 10 for each heads. Not great. Heliolisk, 1 colorless, Dazzle Blast, 20 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. 2 energy, Headbolt, 70 damage. Not bad. I like it. It's not great, but it's not bad. I don't know. The confusion is really where it's at for me. Like, I could see its usefulness. I can build a deck around this. I've got an idea, because I actually really like this Pokemon. He was one of my favorite Gen 6ers. And yeah, even though he wasn't great, I still love him. I don't know. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Do I put it in the Jank list? I don't know. I don't know. Chat, you're supposed to be helping me out with these decisions. Does it go on the Jank list? I don't know. I'm going to say no. It doesn't. Unless someone in chat tells me otherwise. But that means we are done with Psychic types. Hey, ho. Or done with Lightning types. Moving on to Psychic types. Hey, ho. And we are starting off with a fan favorite, being Abra. With a single Psychic Energy teleportation attack, switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Not really an attack. Just switch it onto the bench, protect itself. I like it. There's some shenanigans with it, I'm sure. Oh, it does 10 damage. Look at that. So it is an attack. It didn't have it in the translation here like it normally does. But then we get into something interesting. Kadabra, which is definitely going on the Jank list. You don't see a lot of Kadabras in the TCG. You know, there's that whole thing and whatnot. I don't want to talk about it, but there's a thing. And with the ability Psychic Draw, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, during your turn, you may draw 2 cards. It is a draw engine, baby! Which is exciting. Not as exciting as, like, Octillery was, but there's a card later on that makes Kadabra even better, and a possible popper draw engine, which we are desperately needing. Come on, Sophie. Here's some potato for you. Here you go. But I really like this Kadabra. Alakazam ability, Psychic Draw. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may draw 3 cards. Is pretty darn good as well. I like it. I like it. Then for a single energy, Kadabra is going on the Jank list too. Just to let you know. Jank list all the way. There we go. That looks weird. I'll have to figure that out later. It's not sizing correctly on the slide. But the attack. We were talking about the attack. One single psychic energy, so lots of power with just one energy is always great to see. Hand power. Put 2 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon for each card in your hand. It is damage counters, not damage. So it can hit through certain effects. I don't know what effects would affect it, but it can hit through certain effects as long as it doesn't say effects of attacks are prevented. Alakazam can hit through a damage prevention attack. Like, I don't know, one of those Pokemon that we've seen where it's like it does 30 less damage. You're not doing damage, you're putting damage counters on, so it hits through that effect. The minus 30 doesn't happen. But put 2 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon for each card in your hand, and Kadabra and Alakazam, if you get to play both of them in a single turn, one on one, one on another sort of thing, you draw 5 cards, right? This is a seriously powerful draw engine, plus the attack. I like it. Plus there's an item later on that I'll talk about that is just so helpful to this, you know? All right. Here we go. We got Jinx. 2 psychic energy, psychic 30 plus damage. This attack does 3 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. We've seen these style of attacks be popular in the past. The problem now is that people aren't stacking up a lot of energy. Back when Tapu Lele GX was a thing, it was GX, right? I'm not messing that up. Where it was 2 energy and then it did 20 for each energy. A, HPs were lower back then, and B, energy stacking was more prevalent back then. So Jinx just isn't really gonna be doing too much, sadly. I like it, but it's not good enough to make the Jank list. Next up, we got Ralts. We've got lots of Ralts already, but let's see this one. Single energy, collect, draw a card. That's fine. I like it. 10 damage. Probably, it says no data. What happened? Oh, we're back. Okay, sorry about that. Collect, draw a card. I like. 10 damage is whatever. Curlia, psychic energy, call sign, search your deck for up to 3 Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. That's most likely going to be some evolutions. And right now in the format, you could play Gardevoir EX and Mega Gardevoir EX, and they can help each other out, which is insane. Which is where we get to Mega Gardevoir EX. Look at this thing. Look at it. It's looking pretty good. Its first attack, single psychic energy, overflowing wishes. For each of your benched Pokemon, search your deck for a basic psychic energy card and attach it to that Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. For a single psychic energy, you can do Mega Symphony, 50 times damage. This attack does 50 damage for each psychic energy attached to all of your Pokemon. I like that because you can spread the energy out. It doesn't have to be all on one Pokemon, which is where this is really good and Jinx isn't, right? If Jinx was all the Pokemon or all the energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon, I'd be a lot more interested, but not. That's what Mega Symphonia does. That's really good, and it's 50 times, which is way better, right? If your opponent has 1 energy on each Pokemon and there's 6 Pokemon out, that's 300 damage. Hey, look, Shedinja! We already talked a lot about Shedinja, and I'm gonna put it on the Jank list, don't you worry, but I feel like I'm gonna have to talk about it at the same time as Ninjask. I don't think it's gonna be its own separate thing. But here, we've got that ability that I mentioned before, where according to the translation, if this Pokemon's knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon EX, your opponent can't take any prize cards for it, right? So this isn't going to be necessarily great in Popper, but we also got damage beat. 20 times damage. This attack does 20 damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon, which can add up, right? You got Ninjask who's hitting and running, and Shedinja that can prevent your opponent taking prize cards, absorbing a hit or two, and then they got a lot of damage from the Ninjask hitting and running, and Shedinja can step in and just go boom, you're knocked out, right? I like it. I like that combo. Even though it's not going to work in Popper, I like the combo. Next up, we got Spoink, the Pokemon that needs to constantly bounce or else it dies. At least that is what I hear on the interwebs. But I have seen it not bouncing in the anime. So what? I don't know. Single Psychic Energy, triple spin 10 times. You flip 3 coins, and you get 10 for each heads. It's fine. It's whatever. It's a thing. Grumpig here has an ability that I think we're all going to enjoy playing around with in Popper. Because we've been asking this entire card list, how do we accelerate energy? And Grumpig goes, oh, I have an idea. With the Energy Step ability, once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may use this ability. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck and attach any number of basic energy cards you find there to your Pokemon any way you like. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. And it has an attack that you're going to completely ignore because it doesn't matter. But that Energy Step, 4 cards is not a lot. So that's the downside, right? But in a little tight, which is not great. Trying to stay awake. So, 4 cards is not a lot, but you've got Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking and Academy at Night, so you can guarantee the top 3 to be energy. And accelerating 3 energy is insane. I think it's totally worth your supporter for turn and a stadium to accelerate 3 energy at some point during the game, right? Grumpig, I think, is going to be a lot of fun to play around with. And I think people are going to... I think it's going to see some play. I think some deck is going to take that and make it interesting, right? And plus, that just means this card is out there for the next 2 years of a format. Like, that's insane. That's gonna be awesome. So much fun. So much fun. Next up here, we got Xerneas. For a single energy, Geogate. Search your deck for up to 3 basic psychic Pokemon. Put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. Awesome. I like it. It's a call for family +1, so you get 3 Pokemon. That's what we want to see there. I mean, you could throw this into any psychic deck and it be useful. For 3 energy, Bright Horns, 120 damage. This Pokemon can't use Bright Horns during your next turn. Pointless. Bad. Terrible. Don't use it. Just use Geogate. Throw this into your Gardevoir deck and then use Geogate, and you get out all of your basic Ralts and whatnot, and it will be fine. Then it gets knocked out, and you go, oh, boo-hoo, how sad. Here's a Drifloon to ruin your day. You know, like, there's things to do. There's things you can do. It's all good. Graveyard. We're almost done with Psychic Pokemon. Graveyard. 1 energy, Stampede, 10 damage. 2 energy, Takedown, 40 damage, and you do 10 to yourself. I like that it's 40. It being 40 is huge. Normally you see it be 30 and 10 damage to itself, but 40 is awesome. Graveyard does have 80 HP, which does mean no Buddy Poffin, but I do think 80 HP is good. I think upping basic Pokemon's HP is a good thing overall. Oh boy. All right. Hey, Sophie. Houndstone. Houndstone is the next Pokemon. For a single Psychic Energy Horror Bite, 30 damage, flip a coin until you get tails. For each heads, choose a random card in your opponent's hand. Your opponent reveals those cards and shuffles them into their deck. That's awesome. That is some hand disruption. Sure, the likelihood of you getting tails, early on and not disrupting too much is there. I mean, it's a 50% chance on the first flip. It will be tails, So at first you gotta succeed that 50% chance and get heads. Then you flip the second coin, and that's a 50-50. But the chance that you hit heads makes a 25% chance that you'll get 2 heads. Like, there's a lot of math to it. But I do like it. I think it's interesting, especially for 1 energy. Lots of hand disruptions. I could definitely see that being key to someone's strategy. Plus, you just gotta get 3 heads because you're gonna zero 6 machinations them down to 3 cards. Then you're gonna hit 3 heads on this and send those 3 cards that are left back into their deck. Then they're in top deck mode. Good luck. But yeah, I do like it. I do like it. Next up, we got Gimme Ghoul, but no Goldango yet. We'll probably see Goldango in the metal section. Gimme Ghoul is in the psychic section. For a single energy, 10 damage. It's fine. It's whatever. I don't really care too much. Sorry, Gimme Ghoul. Next up, we got Sandshrew. We're done with psychic. We're on to fighting. We finished one half of the line here. Now we got this half. So, yeah. We're almost halfway there. Whoa! Sandshrew. Single energy, Dig Claws, 10 damage. 2 energy, Mud Slap, 20 damage. It's fine. It's not great. I would have preferred that Mud Slap be 30 damage, but it is what it is. I mean, honestly, I would prefer it to be 40 damage. 2 energy is a lot. For a basic. For an evolving basic. Sand Slash here. For 2 energy, Sand Attack, 50 damage during your opponent's next turn. If the defending Pokemon tries to use this attack, your opponent flips a coin. If tails, this attack doesn't happen. Yeah, it just prevents an attack. Like, yeah. I kind of dig it. There is an issue with it, but since this is colorless energy for the attack, it kind of fits in every deck, so it doesn't have to be your primary attacker, which is where it really benefits from. I'm going to talk about on the Jank list, although this is one of my lower recommended ones, because it puts the effect on the opponent's Pokemon. It would be so much better if it was a coin flip, and on heads, Sandshrew can't be affected by attacks or effects of attacks during your opponent's next turn. Since it puts it on the opponent's Pokemon, all they gotta do is double retreat, right? They retreat, they play switch, they bring it back, and then they hit you. Because that effect is removed when you move to the bench. Kind of nuts, but that's the way it works. I got a video about it. I made it a long time ago too, so I don't know. Maybe it's old news. Anyways, we got Onix here. Onix! For 2 colorless energy, bind, 20 damage, flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Heck yeah, I kind of like that. Although Ice Cube does it for a single energy. And I think it's a colorless energy. Double checking. Roll back kind of far. Yeah, that's a single energy. Yeah, Onix, sorry, you're not good enough. Tyrogue! Oh man, we get a new baby Pokemon. I love it when we get baby Pokemon. I think baby Pokemon make the game so much more interesting. And it might lead me to build a new baby box. Because I like building baby boxes. I don't know why, I just think it's funny when 30 HP basics with 0 energy are able to do some good damage. Like so, Tyrogue here, bam bam smash, 10 plus damage, flip a coin until you get tails. This attack does 30 more damage for each heads. Honestly, I thought it was going to be flip 1 coin. The fact that you flip until you get tails makes this so much more exciting. I like it. I love it. Oh man. This is gonna be great. Tyrogue, definitely in the jank list. Next up, we got Makuhita. For a single energy corkscrew punch, 30 damage. For 2 energy confront, 30 damage. No, wait. On the card, it says 1 energy, 10 damage, 2 energy, 30 damage. The translation messed up. It does that sometimes. It's fine. It's not great. I don't love it, but it's fine. Hariyama. Ability Heave Ho Catcher. Once during your turn, when this Pokemon is played from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may use this ability. Switch in one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot. That means you get to choose. That's a boss's orders on an ability. I don't know if it's really worth it. If this comes through as uncommon here in the States, it's going to be a game changer for Popper. But because it's a rare in Japan, I assume it's going to... Sorry. I assume it's going to be a rare out here, which means it won't affect Popper, but that's just a boss's orders. That's not that great. But then for 3 fighting energy, Wild Press, 210 damage. This Pokemon also does 70 damage to itself. The 70 damage to itself is real annoying. The 210 damage is really good. 210 is the correct number to knock out a Pheasantipede EX. I think that's what they're getting to with all of these 210 damage Pokemon. You know, you can knock out the most popular support Pokemon, and with the Heave Ho Catcher, you can actually drag that into the active and then knock it out. It is also weak to fighting though, so Lunatone has no business being a rare. I'm sorry. What the actual heck? Why is Lunatone a rare? I understand its ability is good. I'll get to that in a second. Its attack is terrible. I'll briefly talk about that, or I might skip it. But Lunar Cycle. Once during your turn, if you have Soul Rock in play, you may discard a basic fighting energy card from your hand in order to use this ability. Draw 3 cards. You can't use more than 1 Lunar Cycle ability each turn. There are so many limitations on this ability. Lunatone could be an uncommon and be a draw engine for Popper and be fine, be perfectly balanced. This is annoying that it's rare. Pokemon just hates me at this point. Oh, 2 fighting energy, 50 damage, no one cares. Soul Rock here for a single fighting energy, 70 damage. If you don't have Lunatone on your bench, this attack does nothing. This attack's damage isn't affected by weakness or resistance. That part, if it did not have the isn't affected by weakness, I would be so excited about this, because that 70 damage turns into 140 damage. But that can be manipulated by other cards, such as that tool that adds 30 damage if you're hitting into an EX. Like, that part is why Sandy Shocks is okay. I like Sandy Shocks, but that part is the reason why it's okay, and not, oh my gosh, such an amazing card, blah, 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 blah. That is what's preventing Soul Rock from being jank enough. I am going to put it on the list, though, not as its own thing, on the same thing as the Lunatone, because you gotta have both, right? You gotta have both. They're a combo piece. You gotta have the day-night. Both of them. Right there. Boom. New slide. Next up, we got Riolu, which obviously evolves into Mega Lucario. But is the Riolu any good? We have not had a good Lucario EX yet in this format. But Riolu, let's see. 1 fighting energy, accelerating stab, 30 damage during your next turn. This Pokemon can't use accelerating stab. I like that it's 1 energy, 30 damage. Can't use it the next turn, because the next turn, you should be Mega Lucario EX. Like, you just should be. If you are not Mega Lucario EX next turn, something is wrong with your deck and you need to fix it. But I don't feel like it's very accelerating if it pumps the brakes that hard that you can't do it the next turn. It's just a funny thing that happens sometimes. They name something, and the name kind of is contradictory to the effect. Mega Lucario. Lots of people have been talking about this. I find it interesting. Is this going to be the next best card? I doubt it, but let's talk, right? That's what we're here to do. Aura Jab, 130 damage. Attach up to 3 basic fighting energy cards from your discard pile to your bench in any way you like. I like that. That helps set up future fighting Pokemon. Hariyama comes into mind, actually. You set that baby up, something into the active, you do 210, you grab your 2 prizes, and they don't have Pheasantipity anymore. That's awesome. It says no data. Okay, we're back. We're back, baby. We're back. Mega Lucario is pretty good. And then we got 2 fighting energy. Mega Brave, 270 damage during your next turn. This Pokemon can't use Mega Brave. Randy, welcome to the chat. Cool beans. Cool beans. So you do 270. If that's not KOing, an additional 130 brings you up to 400 damage. You're getting the knockout then, right? So you're 2-hitting. And people aren't 1-hitting it unless they're Gardevoir because you're weak to Psychic. So, I don't know. I like it. I do think Mega Gardevoir EX is a pure counter to Mega Lucario EX, but I like it still. I like it. Alright, on to the next. We got Krogunk here. 1 fighting energy smack, 20 damage. And then evolves into Toxicroak here, 1 fighting energy, reckless charge, 70 damage. It also does 20 damage to itself. It is Pauper legal. I find that interesting because I ran into a interesting deck in my last live stream when I was playing in the Pauper tournament, where you play the Ribombee, that then if you get 2 prizes, you get, or if you knock out a Pokemon, you get 2 extra prizes. So that'd be 3 prizes. Like, you need something fast that can attack like this. 70 damage, while is not a lot, can be plenty at times, right? Depending on what Pokemon you're targeting. So yeah, I do like the Toxicroak, but I don't think it makes it onto the Jank list. Marshadow, 2 fighting energy, Shadow Kick, 60 damage. That's pretty low for a mythical Pokemon, but the effect. If your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from this attack, prevent all damage from and effects of attacks done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. That's pretty cool. And it's uncommon, so it's Pauper legal. That's pretty interesting. I like it. Because, like, sometimes you do a lot of damage to a Pokemon, right? And you don't get the knockout. They're barely surviving. If you can throw Marshadow into the active attack, they can't hurt you on their next turn, which means you can retreat Marshadow and set up another attack from Marshadow, another KO from Marshadow. That could partner very well with Mega Lucario for that 1-2 hit, because like 270 damage plus 60, that's going to be 330, and that knocks out the Terra Charizard EX, right? I don't know. I see possibilities. I see possibilities. All right, next up we got Stonejourner. For a single fighting energy, 20 damage. This attack also does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Hey, I kind of dig that. 3 energy, boundless power, 140 damage during your next turn. This Pokemon can't use attacks, meaning that power is pretty bounded. That is another one of those, wherever they have boundless power, and then they're like, you can't attack next turn. It's like, nope, that feels pretty bounded to me. 140 also just isn't a lot. I don't think Stonejourner's all that in a can of beans. Thank you, Randy, for putting that beans thought into my mind. Dragon Games, another boundless power that is completely bounded. Alright, and welcome back, Dragon Gamers. I hope your dinner was warmer than mine currently is. We're almost done with fighting Pokemon. I think I'm out of soda. That's okay, though. I got water. I came prepared. Knackily, single energy, ram 10 damage, whatever. Knackle stack, 2 energy, rock hurl, 50 damage. This attack isn't affected by resistance. I like that part. That's not bad. Dragon games, always good to be prepared. Exactly. That's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Garnackle, ability Power Assault, attacks used by your fighting Pokemon do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Is this proper legal? It is. Marshadow's gonna destroy people. Holy cow. That's insane. That is on the jank list for sure. Coming right after Marshadow. Because this can power up Marshadow's attack. So it does 90. You get 2 of these out. It does 120. You get 3 of these out. It does 150. You get 4 of these out. It's doing 180 damage. And if it gets a knockout, you can't hurt it back. Insane. Insane. I love it. Let's go. All right. Oh, it also has an attack that shouldn't matter. 3 energy, 130 damage. We don't care. Randy W. got stay hydrated. Exactly. Actually, I'm going to try to donate plasma tomorrow. So I actually probably need to be drinking a lot more water than just this. Yeah, Randy, you can find synergy in some weird places sometimes. That's what the jank list is all about. Again, video out on Friday. And looks like Professor Jank might be hosting the jank list this time. So, I don't know. People should be voting. That's all I have to say. We get our Crawdaunt, finally. We talked about Corphish. Let's talk about Crawdaunt. 1 single energy, 30 damage, don't really care. 2 dark and a colorless. Vengeful Scissors, 130 damage. If this Pokemon has any damage counters on it, this attack can be used for 1 darkness energy. Love it! Oh, that's spicy. That is so spicy. You just need a way to deal damage to it. How do we deal damage to our own Pokemon? Is there... Rainbow Energy is no longer a thing. How else? I know there's something. I just can't think of it. Like, Gatejaw Bog was an option. That was rotated, though, last year. This year? Whatever you want to say. It was previous. But I do like it. 130 damage isn't that great, but you throw it in Popper and you're doing single energy attacks. 130 can actually stack up pretty fast. Like, we see with Hops Cramorant that 120 can be pretty scary when you're not expecting it, right? Brute Bonnet, maybe? Well, Brute Bonnet, it poisons it, and it won't take poison damage till after your turn. That's that issue. I thought there was a stadium. I don't know. Maybe you just play it with Slowbro, and you're able to, like, pull energy or damage off something and put it on it. I don't know. I don't know how that card works. That was from such a long time ago. Who knows? Hey, next up, we got fan favorite here, Mega Absol EX. That art is looking pretty sick. With a gold purple swirl stuff going on there. Like it. Like it a lot. Alright, let's talk about its attacks. We have gushed about the art enough, I think. For 2 energy, Doom period. Doom period. If your opponent's active Pokemon has exactly 6 damage counters on it, that Pokemon is knocked out. Ooh, I wonder how we get exactly 6 damage counters on our opponent's Pokemon. Huh. Not Pachirisu, that does 8. It has to be exactly 6. That's where it's difficult. Oh my gosh, I figured it out. Dragapult. I know, it's terrible. It's terrible. But it's Dragapult. You put 6 damage counters on a Pokemon, and then that Pokemon like evolves up and gets ready, becomes the new attacker. Then you put out Mega Absol, you Crispin, a Darkness, and a whatever on, and you get a knockout because they've got exactly 6 damage counters, making Dragapult more annoying. Oh my gosh. Anyone else like really sick and tired of Dragapult, or is it just me? And I have multiple people at my locals playing Dragapult, and every time I'm like, it's so annoying. Sorry. Monkey Dory helps anti-Dragapult, but it's not. Monkey Dory is a problem in itself. And then we've got another attack. It's pretty annoying to deal with. Yeah. Another attack. 3 energy, Cruel Claw, 200 damage. Your opponent reveals their hand. Discard a card you find there. Ooh! Not only do you get hand knowledge, but you get to discard a card there. How many times is it like, oh man, I've got 1 card to make this work. I gotta play Professor's Research next turn because I got a dead hand. And then your Mega Absol opponent can just be like, let me see that hand. No, Professor's Research for you. And then you just sit there with a dead hand. I like it. That is cruel. That is so cruel. And you're doing it with a claw because Absol has claws. Get it? Dragon Games. That's just cruel. That's right. Oh boy. Spirit Tomb ability. Resentful Maelstrom. Whenever your active darkness Pokemon is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, put 1 damage counter on the attacking Pokemon. If you get 3 of these out and they attack twice, that's exactly 6 damage counters. I think that might be what they're going for. The problem is you have to have 3 of those out. That's a lot of bench space. And you don't want overbench and have 4 out. But I like it. I think Spirit Tomb has some use here. And then if we could move that damage from Spirit Tomb and put it on Crawdon, right? Then Crawdon can attack for a single energy. But how do we do that? And then Spirit Tomb has a single energy attack, Mountain Breaker. Discard the top card of your opponent's deck. It's powerful enough to break mountains, but all it does is discard 1 card. I like it. Spirit Tomb's interesting, for sure. It's a nice way to get damage, you know. Oh, if you throw in Rocky Helmet and you have 4 Spirit Tombs, that's 1 attack. Your opponent has 6 damage counters on it. Mega Absol comes in, KOs it. Just... but with claws. Yveltal here. So far, these legendaries that they have in the set are so... Dragon Games. Mountain equals 1 card in strength. So, that's nuts. What card is Mount Everest? It's Dragapult. We all hate Dragapult. Anyways, Yveltal. 1 darkness energy, clutch. 20 damage during your opponent's next turn. The defending Pokemon can't retreat. That's interesting. 3 energy, Dark Feather, 110 damage. Not enough. What is up with these like box legendaries getting this 3 energy attack and doing 120, 110, doing such a small amount of damage that does not matter? Yeah. Sorry, Yveltal. Nickit. 1 darkness energy, Darkness Fang, 20 damage. Evil, 1 energy, Greedy Hunt, 20 damage. You may draw cards until you have 6 cards in hand. Hey, you get to draw up. That's not bad. Dragon Games. It's a trend for legendaries at this point. It's a trend for non-EX legendaries to just be trash. It's crazy. But yeah, you're right. And then 2 energy, Pitch Black Fang, 60 damage. I don't like that. A stage 1 that lets you draw up, you could just play Cleffa instead. Just play Cleffa instead. Like, honestly, Thievul, I'm passing you over, and I'm sorry, bud, but Cleffa's better. That's so sad to say. Strudel, this funky looking thing, 2 energy, I love it. Poison Jab, 20 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. I wish it was just 1 energy poison. Done. Simple. Right? But then we got Grafai here. 2 energy, Miracle Paint, 90 damage, flip a coin. If heads, choose a special condition. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now affected by that special condition. Why would you not choose Paralyze every single time? I don't know. If they're 20 damage away from being knocked out, you throw on Burn. If they're 10 damage, you throw on Poison. But like every other time, you're picking Paralyze, right? But it's a flip coins. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think it's enough to make it onto the jank list. Choose, that's just very powerful. I mean, it is and it isn't, right? It's a flip a coin Paralyze, basically. Because you're not going to be choosing anything else, in my opinion. Just got to get that luck. That's right. Just put all your skill points into luck, and then play Grafii. There you go. That's the winning strategy. And we're done with Darkness Pokemon. Hey, how about that? On to Metal Pokemon. Steelix. So we had that Onix I passed over. We got this Steelix now. 2 colorless. Welcoming Tail, 40 plus damage. If you have exactly 6 prize cards remaining, this attack does 200 more damage, meaning you do 240 damage and most likely get your first prize, and then you can only do 40 damage from there on. Yikes. Not a fan. It's interesting, but I don't think it's good interesting. I think it's lame interesting. I guess it's a decent start. I will put it down on the jank list, but like, I don't know. I just find that to be rough. Hope my voice isn't shot tomorrow, because that's when I gotta record the jank list. I recorded on tomorrow, so on Friday it can post at a normal time. Nice to know that in our league it won't work. Yeah. Right? Next up is Mega Mawile. It's been a Mawile since we've seen a Mawile. I like it. I just like Mawile. I think it's a cute Pokemon. It's one of those weird cute, like a Labubu. 2 Metal Energy, Greedy. Does almost every Mega has a 2 energy then a 3 energy attack. Like, except Gardevoir and Lucario. Every other one I think has been 2 energy and 3 energy. Weird. Greedily Devour. This attack does 80 damage for each prize card you have taken. So that's on your end, right? Not your opponent's end. So this is like a finisher move, right? You've taken 5 prize cards. You just need to get that one knockout, but their Pokemon with 380 HP is in the way. Well, 80 times 5 is 400. Easy knockout on Mega Venusaur EX. I like it. I think it's interesting. 2 Metal Energy might be difficult to get on there, but I think it would work. Then we got 3 energy here. Big Bite. Big ol' bite. 260 damage if your opponent's active Pokemon already has any damage counters on it before this attack does damage. This attack does 30 damage instead. Oh. That's not where I thought it was going. It's interesting. I don't necessarily love it. Especially since, like, here we have a Mega EX basic Pokemon with 270. So it can't even knock out an opposing Mawile. I don't know. It's okay. Next up, we got Dialga. 1 Metal Energy, 30 damage, 3 Metal Energy, Chrono Burst, 80 plus damage. You may shuffle all energy attached to this Pokemon into your deck. If you do, this attack does 80 more damage. That's not bad. 160 plus you save all your Metal Energy and you put it back in the deck for that Metang to hit nicely. I don't know, this Dialga is jank. I think that is jank. Boom. It's on the list. That's a decent legendary, right? All the other ones were bad. This one's actually good. Tinkatink. We got 1 Metal Energy, 20 damage. That's fine. Tough. Dragon games, especially with the right cards. Yeah. Like I said, with Metang, that accelerates Metal Energy. You're putting that energy back into the deck so you can just accelerate it out again. Like, I think that's really good. as like an opening attacker sort of thing, or like a single prize attacker that just needs to deal some damage. Like, I think it's really good. It's jank enough. Yeah. And it's nice. Up, no data. Hold on. Are we back yet? Uh-oh. Okay. Okay, stream is healthy. I don't know what's going on with my internet today. For early game. Yeah, Dragon Games. You're right there with me. Tink a Tough ability Surprise Hammer. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may use this ability. Flip a coin. If heads, discard an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. I don't know. It is common. It is pauper legal. I'm gonna say okay. Let's throw it on the list. It's iffy though. It being on a coin flip is annoying, and it only targeting the opponent's active is annoying. Both those together is extra annoying to use, to the point where I'm not sure if I would actually put it on the jank list, but it's interesting enough to justify it, right? If it didn't have one of those drawbacks, right? Remove flip a coin, love it. Or instead remove your opponent's active Pokemon to just your opponent's Pokemon, so you can target the bench, love it, right? But the fact that it's so limited, I don't know. But you're only going to play this in a Tinkaton list, right? So let's see how good the Tinkaton is. So for 1 Metal Energy, large swing, 240 minus damage. This attack does 60 damage less for each energy attached to the opponent's active Pokemon. That is jank! That is jank for sure. Heck yes. Plus that Tinkatuff ability is helping you. Plus you just throw in a bunch of like, you know, energy disruptors into your deck, and this Tinkaton can do some damage. I like it. I like it. That is awesome. Tinkaton is just A+ on Pokemon design, honestly. Tinkaton is awesome. I have not seen anyone that hates Tinkaton. Everyone seems to love Tinkaton as a Pokemon. Next up, we got Goldango. This is another one. We've seen the pre-evolution. It was 1 energy, 10 damage, so we didn't really care. But Goldango here, the evolution. Dragon Games, I don't hate Tinkaton. See? No one does. Single energy, all you can grab. Flip a coin until you get tails. Search your deck for a number of cards up to the number of heads and put them on into your hand, then shuffle your deck. That could be fun. I don't know where it belongs, but it's fun. Yeah, I'll put it on the jank list. Just because early game you might need something like that, right? Like obvious solution or obvious idea would be put in a Goldango deck. But I'd rather just play Goldango EX. I don't know. It went from no data to stream healthy very quickly this time. I don't know what's going on with the internet. It reminds me of Radiant Jirachi and Trusted Wishes. Okay. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. The ability when you knock it out, you get to search for cards. Goldango is an attack that got it. Dragon Games got it. All right, and a 3 energy attack for 100 damage that we do not care about. You will not be using this ever. And that's it for Steel Pokemon. We're on to Dragon, and there's only 2 Dragon, then Colorless. We're almost done. It's almost 2 hours. And we're getting so close. But trainers is going to take the longest because every trainer usually makes it onto the jank list. Alright, we got Mega Latias EX. This is obviously going on the jank list. I cover every EX out there. Any specialty card I cover. That's on the jank list. You're on the jank list. You're on the jank list. Everybody's on the jank list! Mega Latias EX here. Single energy, stray, 40 damage. You may switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. Or 3 energy, illusory impulse, 300 damage, discard all energy from this Pokemon. This reminds me of Pikachu EX. Randy, yo, I'm on the jank list. Sweet. We're getting everyone on the jank list here. Mega Latias, the illusionary impulse. Oh no, seems fine. Fire. Psychic, colorless, that means it can go into Dragapult. Congratulations, Dragapult. You have another basic that can do insane damage. Blah. Then we got Latios here, which is probably going to make the jank list, I assume. Not for its attack, that's for sure. But for its ability. More Dragapult followers. Yep, I know. Crazy. Ability. Lustrous Assist. Once during a turn, when your Mega Latias EX moves from your bench to the active spot, you may use this ability. Move any amount of energy from your benched Pokemon to your active Pokemon. Yeah, that's good. It's only good with Mega Latias EX. I think I'm going to talk about Latios first, and then we can talk about Mega Latias on the jank list. I usually have them in the order that they're in the Pokedex sort of thing, just, you know, first by types, like the order, the set number order, but I think I got to flip those two. All right, here we go. Some colorless Pokemon. My voice. If you use that with Mega Abomasnow, it might be interesting. Oh, if you could use Latios' ability with Abomasnow to get energy on it? Maybe. Maybe. Spearow here, single energy, pluck, 10 damage. Before doing damage, discard all Pokemon tool cards from your opponent's active Pokemon. That's neat. Spearow, single energy, repeating drill, 30 times damage, flip 5 coins. This attack does 30 damage for each heads. That's fun. If it was like 50 damage, yo, I would be there, but it's 30 damage. So at most you're doing 150, which, I don't know, just isn't that great. Fugao, you listening? Sophie wants her dinner. It's about that time. Do you want to come get her or what? I'll text you just in case you're not listening. Yes, hi Sophie. Hi. Yeah, I know, no one super chatted. I'm sorry. They don't want to help feed you. Sorry, I gotta put the guilt trip on you guys, you know that, right? That's what content creators do. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Sophie, go home. Come on. What? Sophie's being such a silly dog. Alright, so Firo, so close, but yet so far away. I just don't think 40 damage is really worth it. 30 damage, sorry, 30 damage. 40 damage, maybe? 30 damage, no. It's just not worth it. All those coin flips, nah. Even if it is for a single energy. Mega Kangaskhan. That's an interesting one. With 300 HP? Oof. That's a basic, yo. That's insane. That's insane. Anyways, ability. Run Errand. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may use this ability, draw 2 cards. You can't use more than one Run Errand ability each turn. So it's like Goldango, but you can't use it on the bench. Okay. And then 3 energy, rapid fire combo, 200 plus damage, flip a coin until you get tails. This attack does 50 more for each heads. Yo! That's what I'm talking about. Heck yeah. Megas Kangaskhan EX. That's really good. It's colorless. You can use any color you want in the deck to get this thing going. Run Errand, nice draw engine. You throw out the Latias not Mega EX, and you give it free retreat so it can run an errand, retreat to the bench. You know, I like it. This Mega Kangaskhan is really good. Plus, can get big KOs. You just gotta be lucky with your flips. Yeah, that's bare minimum. You do 200 damage if you get unlucky. If you fall into the 50% where you first get tails. Crazy. Crazy. Next up, we got Delibird. Delibird for a single colorless energy. Fast gift. If you go first, you can use this attack during your first turn. Search your deck for a card. Put it in your hand. Shuffle your deck. I like it. Oh, wow. Delibird's making the jank list. Look at that. There are so many times where going first, all you get to do is pout and say pass. Delibird's fast gift gives you a way to get an out of those situations. I like it. I really do. That's awesome. It may not see much play, but I think it could see some play and could really change games from a sweep to now I have a chance, you know? Nope, wrong one. On water now. Miltank. Let's take a look. 2 colorless, filling milk. Flip 2 coins if both are heads. Heal all damage from one of your Pokemon. That's interesting. Tackle 60. I don't know. Dragon Games. Yeah, that Delibird is great. Yeah. Seriously. Flipping 2 coins. If both are heads, you heal all damage from your Pokemon. That's interesting. I don't know if I would count on that. Yeah, I don't know. Is it jank enough? That's the question. And I'm not sure it is. Because healing is really not powerful. I love healing in card game mechanics, but they always make it so weak. This is one of those rare times where they make it good, actually. Yeah, it's going on the list. I think it's good enough. I think it's good enough to make the list. Alright, next up we got Baneri, 1 energy charm. During your opponent's next turn, this attacks used by the defending Pokemon do 20 less damage, so you're more likely to survive, but not really by much. Then 1 energy, skip 10 damage. Lopunny, 1 energy, leaping kick. This attack does 50 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Then 2 energy, spiral kick. For 60. They forgot to put it on the translation part. I like the bench hitting aspect of that, so I am going to put it on the list. But it's not like game-breaking good. It's just a real solid card. Excuse me. But I like it. Next up, we got Young Goose. With single energy collect, draw a card, 2 energy gnaw, 20 damage. I wish that 20 damage was more because you're colorless, you're not hitting anything for weakness currently. So yeah, that makes me sad, but you're gonna collect anyways, you know? How often are you really gonna gnaw for victory? Not often. Slowpoke, Gumshoe, Slowking! Alright, let's check out Gumshoes, because we know Slowpoke loves Slowking. Gumshoe's ability, Gather Evidence. Once during your turn, you may use this ability. Switch a card from your hand with the top card of your deck. Oh, okay. So, it's like, you could play Academy at Night, or you could play Gumshoes. Gumshoes is less likely to be removed from play. But it can be knocked out by an opponent's Kirim. Where a stadium, like again, the whole stadium war thing, and that can be difficult to navigate sometimes. But yeah, it's not bad. I'll throw it on the list for you. I guess it still partners with Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking, because I was thinking it doesn't partner with Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking like other things, like Academy at Night, where you can stack 3 cards on top of the deck to get a big benefit, like Bomba Snow. But you could just put the top card or card you need in hand and swap it with whatever you need on top of the deck. So that could be good too. Or 2 energy, 50 damage. That's right, Dragon Games. You can't forget 50 damage. I mean, it's good when you can hit the bench with 50. When you hit the active with 50, it's kind of meh. Lost paycheck slots. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. Yeah, that's too bad. I wasn't a fan of his, but I still think, you know, I feel bad for his family. Anyways, let's get back to Pokemon here. Stuffle. 1 energy light punch, 10 damage. 2 energy flop, 20 damage. Again, I want that damage higher. Why is it only 20 on a colorless that isn't hitting weakness? If that was 40, because then it would be doubled, like you're hitting weakness already, it would be serviceable. But because it's 20, Beware. 2 energy knuckle punch, 50 damage. Man wants Pocket Farfetch'd. Just do light punch for twice for 1 energy. I mean, yeah, right? Like, what's Pocket Farfetch'd? Pokemon TCG Pocket Farfetch'd. You're talking about like the original Farfetch'd in Pocket where it did like, yeah, 40 damage, Leak Slap. Yeah, that's what I want. Farfetch from Pocket does 40 for 1 energy. Yeah, that's in Pocket where HPs are lower. Like EXs rarely break 200 there. You know, like in the actual TCG where EXs are now almost hitting 400 HP. Yeah, can we do 40 damage for 1 energy, please? KOing basics, unless they're baby Pokemon. Whatever. There's my soapbox. Beware, 2 energy, Knuckle Punch, 50 damage, 3 energy, Dangerous Lariat, flip 2 coins. If both of them are heads, this attack does 100 more damage. Oh, it does base 100. Okay, so then 200, yeah, a 25% chance, that's not good enough. I'm sorry, Beware. I love you. I'd give you the great big bear hug and let you break my back. But that is just not good enough. Flipping 2 coins and needing both to be heads is insane. And we're done with colorless Pokemon. We're done with all the Pokemon. Just the trainers are left. Come on, we got this. It's only been 2 hours, 10 minutes. Let's keep going. Acerola's Mischief. I said I would go through the whole list. I'm almost there. Acerola's Mischief. You can use this card only if your opponent has 2 or fewer prize cards remaining. Blah, 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 blah. Choose one of your Pokemon in play during your opponent's next turn. Prevent all damage from and effects of attacks done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon EX. That's pretty nuts. I like that. Honestly. You know what? Let's play Fortress EX, blow up 2 of them, power up some ridiculous Pokemon, and then just play Acerola's Mischief every turn. Let's go! That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Oh, you can't hurt my Pokemon because of Acerola's Mischief. That is beautiful. That is what I want to see. Holy cow. Dragon Games, you have Radiant Jirachi for the same odds. And Radiant Jirachi knocked out the Pokemon. This only does... The Beware only did 100 more damage. So it did 200 damage. Colorless Pokemon hitting nothing for weakness. You're not even carrying a Pheasantipity EX. That's my issue. But Acerola's Mischief? Awesome. I'm telling you, Fortress EX all the way. We got that. It would be so good. Boss's Orders, getting a reprint. Cool. Oh, it's speculated to get reprint. Okay. Note, this print of Boss's Orders retains the same art as the prior during Scarlet Violet era, but refreshes its regulation mark to I. Oh, okay. Cool. Dangerous Ruins. Here's a stadium. Whenever either player puts a non-dark basic Pokemon on their bench, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. That's why Corphish is not a darkness Pokemon, it is a water Pokemon, so Dangerous Ruins can take effect. Boom, that makes it onto the Jank list. That's how we do it, baby. Or you mix this with the Spirit Tombs, so you can get 4 Spirit Tombs out, so that Absol can just get those one-hit knockouts. I mean, yo, what's up? Energy Switch reprint. I don't put reprints on the Jank list. I don't think they're needed. Fighting Gong. That's awesome. I like that. That's cool. Search your deck for a basic fighting Pokemon and a basic fighting energy card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. That's a better nest ball for fighting types. I like it. Hopefully we can get this set in League. I mean, hopefully. Hopefully. There is a pre-release happening at Inner Circle this Saturday, which I won't be at the local store this Saturday because of that. So, just letting you know, it's like $20 a person, but you get the pre-release boxes, which is pretty cool. And the set doesn't release for 2 more weeks after Friday. So, yeah, something to think about. Because clearly you're in my local league, and clearly I have no idea who you are, but I think I have an idea. Does your dad know you're watching this? Iron Defender. During your opponent's next turn, all of your metal Pokemon take 30 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon. Okay, there's a lot of... I like it. I like it. Personally, there's a lot of metal Pokemon that are like, oh, I take less damage. Like that Corviknight that everyone finds annoying in Popper. This makes it more annoying. So, yeah. Lily's Determination. Now, as far as I know, this is the card that we've been wanting. Welcome back, Sophie. Hi. Did you eat dinner? Are you all full now? Are you still wanting some of my fry? Yeah, that's too bad. You already ate. This is still my dinner, Sophie. Yep, you are exactly who I thought you were. I won't say your name on stream because, you know, you're a kid and everything, but like, I think I know who you are. Yeah, Reverie Room plus Full Metal Lab, Reverum EX that can have 4 tools on it. Let's say 4 rigid bands for 30 minus 30 damage for each of those tools. Plus Full Metal Lab, which is minus 30. Plus Iron Defender, which is an item that you could play 4 times in one turn. That's minus 120 as well. So that's minus, oh my gosh, 270 damage total. Then the attack from Reverum, that's minus 300 damage on one turn. That's pretty impressive. But Lily's Determination here, I think, is a card we desperately needed. I know I wanted. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 6 cards. We had this at the end of the Sun and Moon era, and it was glorious. It was just Cynthia. Now Lily's Determination has the extra effect if you have exactly 6 prize cards remaining, meaning it's early game and you're still setting up, you draw 8 cards instead. That is phenomenal. That is great. For someone like me who struggles to play a lot of discard cards because my decks are very janky and I don't want to discard cards all willy-nilly, and you would have seen that perfectly in the tournament that I streamed on Monday. I had to discard one of my tool scrappers I desperately needed for the matchup. I had to get some card draw. If that was the Lily's Determination instead, I would be able to save that tool scrapper for later on in the game and been able to draw up and have a much better chance at getting what I need. The Lily's Determination is awesome. Lieutenant Sergeant and Lily's Determination, if it has like a special art or something, most likely it's going to become one of the most expensive cards in the future. So, because Lily for some reason does that. I won't get into it, but internet stuff. So yeah, Lieutenant Surge's Bargain. Ask your opponent if both players may draw a prize card. If yes, both players draw a prize card. If no, draw 4 cards. Ah! Oh my gosh. That's jank. That is so jank. And it's going to be so frustrating for so many people. How many sudden deaths are we going to be put into because of this card? I beg you, every time you have 1 prize card remaining and your opponent has 1 prize card remaining, play this card and say yes. Yes to this card. Send yourselves into sudden death. Please. I'm sorry. You guys were talking about stuff. Slowpoke plus 80 damage for the Mawile, right? I don't know what you mean, but yeah. Yeah. I think I mixed something. Oh, Slowpoke, you said earlier. I think that the Super Duper Reverum EX can survive a full Power Skelly Dirge EX attack. Yeah. It's insane. It's insane. Okay, so the next card is Lush Forest, which we all know is going on the jank list because it's just Forest of Giant Plants, but in a lot more words to try to make it more balanced. But it's just Forest of Giant Plants, am I wrong? Like, it's just Forest of Giant Plants. Each player's grass Pokemon can evolve into another grass Pokemon during the turn they play those Pokemon. That's just Forest of Giant Plants. And that's insane for Ninjask. You can evolve it immediately, turn 2 going second, turn 1 going second. However you want to phrase it. You know, you go second, you can immediately evolve into Ninjask, search out Shed Ninja, play that down, crispen the energy onto Ninjask, put it into the active, attack, 90 damage, retreat to the bench, move up Shed Ninja, where if you didn't knock out, if if you didn't knock out the Pokemon, most likely it's an EX, in which case they can't take any prize cards for knocking out Ninja. I mean, there's the strat, you know? Mega Signal. Search your deck for a Mega Evolution Pokemon EX, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your deck. I hate these cards, but it is going on the jank list. It is just too good. I don't like these cards. The last one that I can remember off the top of my head was Cherish Ball back in the GX era. I don't know if Sword and Shield had this, but back in the Sun and Moon era, it was Cherish Ball, and it would grab like any GX Pokemon, I believe, and it was mostly used for tag team Pokemon, and that really hurt the format to the point where like only tag teams were being played. This is that card, but for Mega Pokemon, and I'm really worried it's going to hurt the format and make it to where it's just Mega Pokemon all the time. We'll see. Alright, next up we got Mysterious Garden. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard an energy from their hand in order to draw cards until they have as many cards in their hand as they do Psychic Pokemon in play. That can be pretty insane. That can be pretty insane. And Gardevoir EX is going to like that, because they're going to want to discard their Psychic energy in order to accelerate it. So yeah. There's Terra Orb at the moment as well. Oh, I forgot about that. I hate that thing. Whatever. I don't like those cards. Like, for me to get a stage 2 non-Terra, non-Mega Pokemon out, I gotta play like an Ultra Ball and discard 2 cards to get a non-EX stage 2 out. But with your Mega EX stage 2, it's a single card. With your Terra EX stage 2, it's a single card. Like, so frustrating, you know? Pokemon Center Lady. Here's a reprint. Heal 60 damage from one of your Pokemon, and it recovers from all special conditions. It's alright. It does its job. I think 60 is way too low for this card, especially in the supporter category. But, you know, it's been that in the past, and it's worked out. So they're just giving it to us again. A Premium Power Pro. During this turn, attacks used by your fighting Pokemon do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. I like it. These cards are awesome. Yes, this is limited to just fighting Pokemon, but these cards in general are awesome. So it's making the list for sure. Rare Candy speculated reprint. I won't go over that. It's good. Repel, switch out your opponent's active Pokemon to the bench. Your opponent chooses the new active Pokemon. Repel's okay. Last time it was, I believe, in the Sun and Moon era, and it doesn't really see too much play. It's an item, which is good, because then you can also play your supporter, where Boss's Orders is better. Even though it's a supporter, you get to target what Pokemon you're hitting. Where Repel, your opponent gets to choose what Pokemon comes into the active. That's the issue. Alright, Surfing Beach. Once during each player's turn, that player may switch their active water Pokemon with one of their benched water Pokemon. Dragon Games. Maybe you should tell your brother about Palafin EX working with Surfing Beach. So much better now. Just a thought. Just a thought. But yeah, this is a huge boon to Palafin EX, or that Klotzer that we talked about earlier on. Surfing Beach is awesome. Yeah, probably will. Yeah. Suspicious Clock is how Kadabra is going to be a good draw engine in the future. Because It's a de-evolution. De-evolve one of your evolved psychic Pokemon by returning a higher number of evolution cards on it to your hand. So if you're playing Alakazam, that can be both the Kadabra and the Alakazam because it's any number of evolution cards. But if you're just playing the Kadabra, that can still just be the Kadabra. You pick it up, and next turn you play it down and you draw 2 more cards. Like, that's pretty good, and it's an item, you know? That item card leads to draw 2 on your next turn. Unless you're Ionode or something. But I still think it's good. Let's see, we got a Switch reprint, an Ultra Ball reprint, and then Wally's Compassion. Heal all damage from one of your Mega Pokemon EX. If you healed any damage in this way, put all energy attached to that Pokemon into your hand. And that is how we make Venusaur EX good. It took the entire set list for us to find out the first line of Pokemon, so the third Pokemon in the set, can be good because of Wally's Compassion, because Mega Venusaur can move all energy off of it onto another Pokemon. Then you Wally's Compassion your Mega Venusaur, you heal it, then you put all that energy back onto Mega Venusaur. That's how you do it. That's how Wally's good. Wally is one of those broken cards where I wonder if a stall deck is going to be a thing again, you know? Just thinking, oh, whoopsie. Whoops. What happened? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nope, that wasn't what I tried to think. That's what I tried to think. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh my gosh, this is so frustrating. Okay, let me scroll all the way down now. Whoop. There we go. Wally's Compassion. I have no idea what happened. I even tried to control Z and nothing happened. Wally's Compassion is on the jank list, and that is the last card of the set. Oh. Let's see. Chat. Slowpoke. I found a basic colorless Pokemon that deals 40 for 1 in standard. Zangoose. Zangoose is awesome. Slowpoke. You could even keep a couple energy on Venu so you can reuse Teal Mask. Yeah. Yeah. Like, Wally's Compassion goes hard. It's pretty insane. Alright, chat. I am beat. The poll ended 50-50, which is so frustrating for me. Because now I don't know who should host the jank list. But chat, tell me what your favorite card from the set was, please. I'm just waiting for you guys to tell me what your favorite card from the set was. Slowpoke, I'm hyped for the beach, the surfing beach. No way, it's down here. Surfing beach? I mean, that is just gonna help out water Pokemon so much. Dragon Games, Mega Abomasnow. That thing looks insane. I think I'm there with you, Dragon Games. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that Mega Abomasnow, that thing is fire. Well, technically it's water, but you know what I mean. The Avalanche Hammer, dealing 100 damage for each water energy you find in the top 6 cards, and you can guarantee 3 of them through Cypher Maniac's Code Breaking, and then Academy at Night. You can guarantee 3 of them. You can guarantee 300 damage from this guy. Crazy. Crazy. But this Klotzer also works so well with the surfing beach that Slowpoke liked. Like, it's just so good. Slowpoke, I have water Pokemon in mind that sounds good for Popper and Standard until I test it and it turns out to be junk. Well, if you tell me what water Pokemon it is, I could help you. You might be able to do something. Right now I'm going to finish my dinner, then I'm going to end the stream, and then I'll probably just go in and watch a movie with the wife. That sounds good. Drawing games, and you can use Super Rod to get the energy back, or Energy Recycler. Energy Recycler gets you more. Isn't that in the format? I got PTCGL up. That's the music you're hearing in the background. Edit, trainers, recycle. Yeah, Energy Recycler is in the format. Energy Recycler gets you up to 5 energy from your discard pile into your hand. Slowpoke, Festival Lead Goldeen and Wug Trio. You specified Goldeen and not Sea King. Is there a reason why no Sea King? Goldeen, that's flip a coin, isn't it? Isn't Goldeen flip a coin? Yeah, flip a coin if heads discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Yeah. I don't want to attack with the fish. I just want to use Thwacky as a draw engine. Okay. That's going to be tough. Because you need Surfing Beach in order to retreat the Goldeen, right? But you also need... Well, do you need Festival Grounds? How exactly is Thwacky worded? Ah! Thwacky, once in your turn, if your active Pokemon has the Festival Lead ability, you may search your deck for a card and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Okay. Okay, I think I'm getting it. You don't need Festival Ground. Just in the active, then you use Thwacky, then you use Surfing Beach to move it out of the active. I mean, you could do the same thing with Air Balloon or Rescue Board or whatever, right? Like, you kind of don't need the Surfing Beach. You can already do that. I guess the Surfing Beach just lets you retreat, get Goldeen into the active, then Surfing Beach effect lets you swap again. This lets you bring your Wug back from with the stadium, then balloon it to get back to the Wug. Yeah. It just feels like extra steps, but I'm pretty sure all that stuff is Popper legal, so that would be a fun Popper thing. But it might also work in Standard, too. Is Wug the better mill Pokemon, or is Great Tusk? Great Tusk, you can, like, consistently get 4 cards discarded. With Wug, it's like, flip 3 coins, 3 cards for each heads. So, like, your average comes out to, like, 4.5, right? I guess that means Wug is better. Tusk isn't water type. Yeah, that's true. Like, that was beside the point. I wasn't saying, like, swap out Wug for Tusk. I was just thinking mill. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this live stream. Hope you all look forward to the Jank list where I'm going to have a little bit more explanations. As long as my voice isn't destroyed tomorrow, I'm going to have a little bit more explanations on everything. I'm going to donate plasma, so I don't know how much energy I'll have, and I have D&D scheduled, so I don't know when I'm going to get around to this. It might be a late night, but I'm going to. Let's see, Slowpoke. I prefer the consistency that Tusk has, but I like the idea of having 2 or 3 quick searches every turn. Yeah, that could be crazy. Dragon Games, looking forward to it. Awesome. And yeah, so thank you so much for those of you that joined me, especially if you joined me throughout the whole stream. That's pretty crazy of you. This thing was 2.5 hours long. I am beat. But thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate it. And I hope to see y'all in the comments of the Jank list, calling out what your favorite card is. And of course, until next time,